and a little unsteady. I know. He was already sliding over the edge of the wide bed, his feet meeting the first step of the dais which supported it above the floor of the chamber, his hands reaching for the garments left on the chair beyond. Somewhere, either in the pile of the South Keep or near thereto, was trouble. His mind was already busy with the possibilities. A raid by sea from Karsten? He was certain no party from the duchy could have won through the mountains, not when all that country was patrolled by the falconers of the heights and his own borderer companies. Or was it some slash-and-go attempt on the part of Alazan, operating by sea? Their sullen unrest had been apparent for months, or... Simon's hands did not slack speed in pulling on boots or fastening belt, though his breath came a little faster as he thought on the third and worst possibility. The chance that Kolder was not crushed, that the evil, alien to this world in the same way he was alien, stirred again, moved, lapped closer to them. In the months since that ruthless enemy had struck and been repulsed, since the Kolder stronghold on the island of Gorm had been taken and cleansed, and their supported rising in Karsten failed, they had gone. Nothing stirred from their dark hold of Wiley, though none of the Estcarp forces could break through the barrier which locked that cluster of towers from approach by sea or land. Simon, for one, did not believe that the defeat in Gorm had finished the Kolder threat. That would not be done until the aliens were traced to their overseas stronghold and the nest there destroyed with the vipers in it. Such a move could not be made as yet, not while Karsten smoldered to the south, or Alazan remained a battle hound hardly in check in the north. He was listening now, not only with the sense he could not have named, which had warned him out of sleep, but with his ears for the warning tocsin on the tower above. The borderers who manned this keep were not to be taken unawares. Surely by now the alarm should be booming, vibrating through the stone of the walls. "Simon!" The summons was so sharp and imperative that he swung around, weapon once again in his hand. Jalith's face was pallid in this half-light, but her lips were unnaturally tight against her teeth. It might have been fear which lighted her eyes so, or was it? A soft crimson robe was clutched about her, held negligently by one hand. She had not put her arms into its wide sleeves, and it dragged along the floor as she came around the end of the bed to him, walking stiffly as if in her sleep. But she was awake, very much awake, and that was not fear moving her. "Simon, I am whole." It hit him, worse than the summons, with a hurt which registered deep and which would grow and hurt the more. He sensed this fleetingly. So, it had meant that much to her, that she felt herself maimed, lessened by what had been between them. And another part of Simon, less troubled by emotion, arose to defend her. Witchdom had been her life. As all her sisterhood, she had had pride of accomplishment, joy in that usage, yet she had willingly set aside, so she thought, all that when she had come to him, believing that in their uniting of bodies she would lose all which meant so much to her, and his second thought was so much the better one. Simon held out his hand, though he longed to take her wholly into his arms, and her new joy which blazed from every part of her as if a fire were lit deep within her skin, bones, and flesh, warmed him also as their clasp went tight, fingers locking about fingers. "How?" he began, but she interrupted him. "It is with me still. It is. Oh, Simon, I am not only woman, but also witch." Her other hand dropped its hold on her robe so that the folds collapsed on the floor about her feet. Her fingers went to her breast, seeking what she no longer wore, the witch jewel she had surrendered at her wedding. A little of that bright look faded as she realized she no longer possessed that tool through which the energy which filled her now could work. Then, with her old-time quick reaction to fact, she broke clasp with Simon and stood, her head slightly atilt as if she too listened. "The alarm is not sounded." Simon stooped to gather up the robe and wrap her in it. Jalith nodded. "I do not think this is an attack, but there is trouble."